Hello, Roland here from my goodie store, giving some goodies advice. Something the news broke out today about a very popular influencer. I don't want to say the name because that's not what's important. But I remember I first heard about it from a YouTuber called JT. No, Pocket Watching with JT. He's like an accountant, and he, I guess, calls out a lot of people that are so-called doing things that they're not supposed to be doing. So that's when I first heard about this person. That was like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and then today the news broke out that this person is being sued and being investigated by the attorney general. But why I'm coming on here to give advice is because several people are suing her because they said that she was supposed to do some work for them and then they never received it. She never did anything. They got charged. Money was taken out of their account and nothing was done. Some people ordered products and they never received anything like that. But one, a lot of things. Most of the time, when people have done us wrong and then we know they've done us wrong, other people may not know, but we know they did wrong to us. And then for you for you to see this person still succeeding, like things are still working out for them, they are still making money, they probably still have a job because it could be happen anywhere. They probably still have a job, they probably getting promotion, and then you're sitting there like, I mean, this person is not a good person because this is what they did to me. And you're sitting there instead of moving on, which is not easier said than done because you really can't move on like that. But you're waiting in a sense. You may not be literally waiting, but you're waiting for something bad to happen to them because you don't see it. Because trust me, nothing you do in this life, whether good or bad, you won't pay for it. You will see it. The Bible says, what you sow, you will reap. A lot of people take that, oh, if I sow $10, I'm gonna get 100. I've heard it. If I sow 100, I'm gonna get 1,000. If I sow 1,000, I'm gonna get 100,000. It's not only for money, it's in your actions, in your words, and different things that you do. If someone has wronged you, believe that they will pay for it. Nothing you do, you're not gonna pay for it. And then what you don't understand, even though the person has done you wrong, done a lot of people wrong, they still gonna have people that support them. That's the thing. So you can't get caught up, oh, trying to get people on your side. It's not gonna work. Because most of the time, when you talk, if somebody has wronged you, when you talk to a person that knows the person or knows about the person, most of the time, that person who you explaining the situation to is like a fan. It's either they're fine, and most of the time they are fans. So they're gonna run. They really wanted to get on the person's good side, so they're gonna run and go tell them, "This is what you said." And least of the time, you guys gonna come together and then just talk about the person. What value does that bring to your life? How is that going to progress your life? You sitting there and then speaking about this person. Yes, they're gonna pay. Because remember, when the person is paying, nobody is gonna show, hey, yeah, I finished did this, all these people, and then my business this, my business that, my husband left me, can't pay my bills. Nobody's gonna do that. Everybody's gonna show, like my big brother Tony Gaston says, they're gonna show the highlight reel of their life, the good parts of their life. Even if last night their husband slapped them, their wife slapped them, beat them up, well, not everybody gonna do that, especially if they know, they had got in trouble, they doing people wrong. Yeah, they always gonna show you the best of their life. What you need to do is, well, if you're a Christian, of course, like the Bible says, you have to take every thought captive. Every thought captive to the obedience of Christ, and cast down every imagination that exalts itself against the knowledge of God. So when those thoughts come, because it's a thought that's going to come, and then, like, for say, if you hear somebody tell you about the person, and then and suppose the person don't even know what's going on between you. Oh, this is what's the person is doing, and then you might feel some type of way, or you might see the person, you still in the same church, because you still in the same church, or you on their social media, and you see these things happen, like good things are happening to them, and then you wanna, maybe jealousy wanna take over you, envy. You have to replace those negative thoughts with a positive thought. So when a negative thought say, "Oh, look at them, I can't wait till their business break down," you gotta say, "No, they doing well. I'm gonna do well too. They got a promotion. I'm gonna work hard. Promotions don't not so supposed to come like that. I'm gonna work hard and get a promotion. And if I can't advance here, I'm gonna advance myself educationally or skill wise, and so I could get a promotion. And just like they are successful, I will be successful also." So every time you have a negative thought about that person, you replace it with something positive. So you remove that focus on them. So you right there focusing on when they're gonna fall, when they're gonna die, when everything gonna go bad for them. Most of the time, what ends up happening, that person, yeah, sometimes years later. Because I remember I had a friend, and her pastor had did some very mean things to her, and then she was like waiting, like every time she would hear something happen to the pastor, she would be so happy. Like the pastor, I think she said the pastor had grabbed her daughter's hand, and then the next day the pastor's hand broke. She was so happy. And I was like, I don't think you're supposed to do that, but she's those type of friend that don't listen to you anyway. They think they know better. But to tell you the truth, my since she was so focused on the pastor, she ended up messing up big time. I mean, doing and then what's so funny, years later, I remember I was passing in the area. They did end up losing the church. The pastor wife, well, the pastor and his wife. It was the wife that was really nasty. They ended up losing the church, but that was years later. But this friend of mine, she messed up. She messed up her marriage. Because she was always focused on other people. When you focus on other people, you will never see what you need to fix in your life. And then when some of these people, because that's what I recently went through. And then this is something that I recently went through with like a person in a leadership position. And sometimes, number one, if somebody did something, you speak up. Try your best to try and reach out to that person and get like dialogue going, to tell them, no, this is what happened, this is what you said, this is what was done, this is what was not done. Speak up. Sometimes we don't speak up. Sometimes when we do speak up, things will get resolved. Don't hope for it now, but you would try to do that. Try to work it out. But sometimes when you do, because I had got a meeting with a person, I was telling them, this is what you did. This is what it did. That hurt me. That I didn't like. Some of them, they may apologize. Some of them, they may not apologize. But this is sometimes what they do. You might find a person that apologizes, but then they come in and make excuses. This is why I did this. They apologize, right? But they're just like, yeah, this is why I did that. This is why I did the thing that I did. You apologize, and that's it. There's no excuses for your apology. And stop putting people on pedestals. That's another thing that we do. That's why we always get hurt. We put people on pedestals. You could admire a person, you could like a person, but put a person on a pedestal where it's like, wow, man, you so enamored with the person. Usually, when that's when the person end up doing you wrong, and it hurts you more because you put that person on a pedestal, not knowing that you're dealing. You may know, but no, you are dealing with imperfect people. you're dealing with, they always going to do something to hurt you. And then if you happen to get tracked by a bug, if you happen to work it out, and then things work out, the person apologizes without making excuses, take your time before you you know become close back to with the person again. Take your time. Sometimes the person finishes to apologize, and then boom, you back to going out with them. You back to talking to them every single day. You doing this, you doing that. You have to show the person what you did. They really hurt me, and I'm gonna have to take my time with you. I'm gonna have to take my time to trust you again. I'm gonna have to take my time to like you again. I mean, this even with a relationship, I'm gonna take my time. And taking your time doesn't mean that you haven't forgiven the person. Because people say, "Oh, that means you don't forgive me." No, I'm just taking my time with you, because my father once told us, what's gonna hurt you more is somebody that did you wrong the first time, and then you forgave them, and then you get back close to them again, and then they're gonna do it again, because they be like, okay, they said I hurt them. I guess not. That's what the person is gonna interpret. Sometimes that's what the person interprets it as. They usually always end up, even if they don't interpret it like that, they usually always end up doing something worse than they did before. So when you see people who have hurt you succeeding, especially in the church, when you see them succeeding, you can't focus on them. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on your healing. What you really need to focus on. What red flags did I miss? What red flags did I miss? What were they doing before? Because before they did what they did little things that you probably wasn't even paying attention to. So what did I miss? What was I not paying attention to? And then I can fix that, so next time that doesn't happen to me again. So that's really what you need to focus on. All the red flags that I missed, all the red flags that I didn't see. And then replacing those negative thoughts that want to make you hate, that want to make you have resentment and bitterness and unforgiveness. Because when you start having resentment, very soon it's going to turn to. And very soon that unforgiveness is going to turn, that resentment, that bitterness that you have against that person, that grudge, that's eventually going to turn unforgiveness. And you don't want that. Because I remember when I went through that one time, I had some issues with some people in the church. And God was telling me to forgive, because I had to forgive. Because that's what he was going to deal with them. But it was like I was waiting for bad stuff to happen to them. And waiting for bad stuff to happen to them, I almost had a stroke. I was 27 at the time. 27 years old. And I think my kids were like 7 or 8. They were young. So I would have been 27 with a stroke. I don't even know how to stroke, because the strokes manifest in different ways. I probably would have been, this side maybe wouldn't have been functional. The whole side would have been, strokes manifest in different ways. So my kids would have had no, really, they would have had to be taking care of me, because I didn't want to forgive. Because I did what people say when, you don't like the person, you pray for them. Yes, that thing, but that didn't help me at the time. Is when I almost had a stroke. Then I was like, Lord, I don't want this. I was like, I don't want this. And I started replacing the negative thoughts with positive thoughts, whether you're a Christian, whether you're not. You can do that. You replace those. I'm not going to put my energy on this person that hurt me. I'm not. So that's what you need to do. That's what you're going to have to do. And then another thing we do also, because I got to touch on that, is when people, particularly people in the church or people who have a religious background, when they hurt us, then we equate that to God, and we mad at God too. So there's a lot of people walking around mad at God because of other people that they put on a pedestal and stuff like that, thinking they could do no wrong. And then now you mad at God, you mad at the person, and then you mad at God also. And God will be like, I ain't even do nothing. But it's a lot of things. Look at the little signs. Catch those little red flags when the person starts displaying certain behaviors. You call it, I don't like you speaking to me like that. Don't scream at me like that. You say something. Say something. Say something. That's what we got. And then replace those negative thoughts with positive thoughts and stop lurking on people's page. You have a problem with a person, stop lurking on their page. Stop talking to people who who I guess are fans of them, and stop explaining to people what they did. Because especially somebody that knows them, because you don't even know who you're talking to. You might be talking to their number one fan, and you right there explaining, talking about them, and then you don't even know if they're recording you. So you need to be careful. Then you're really gonna have problems, especially if you're still at that job, especially if you're still in the church. So most of the time, when I have issue, I go talk to somebody that I don't even know the person. So I explain them the situation. If I was wrong in certain ways, say, so they'll be able to tell me. So that's what we gotta do. Okay, so that was my little goodies advice for today. Maybe I'm not gonna schedule this every time I say I'm gonna do this certain stuff, but today I really felt that, because when I saw that happen, and then it was so much people still following this person, still encouraging it, because the person finished that they was posting all day. I guess good press, bad press, it doesn't matter. All is good. So anyway, but people would think like, oh, look, all these people still following. They don't know who she is. They don't know what she did. It doesn't matter, because there are people that's still gonna support her, because they like, and then in their mind they put, oh, they just trying to destroy this woman. She self-made, and they don't want her to succeed. They put all kind of stuff in their head. You can't change that. You can't do anything about that. You need to change your mindset. So that was all for today. So you have a good day or good evening or wherever you are. Bye.